We are back working on Chapter 7 some more. We're going to work on problem 7.39 from page 372 and 373. So what we're doing here is we are going to allocate some joint costs across some different products that use some of those same costs. So it's pretty easy to imagine. You milk a cow, you get a big bucket of milk, so it costs you a certain amount of money to raise the cow, have the farm worker work for you, get the bucket, but then you're going to take that bucket of milk and it's going to become milk and cream and butter. So 3 totally different things, but they do have some initial costs that you got to split up, right? So in this example, what we have is a log, and it's going to become 3 different things: decorative pieces, posts, and studs. So kind of like a good, better, best situation with the wood. And in this first problem, we are going to do relative sales value at split off. So what that means is when we come to the point where we're splitting them off, right, we've got this wood and everything's been done to it, and it's going to go on and become something else, either a post, a decor, or a stud. When we split that up, we'll divide the costs at that time based on what they're worth at that time. So it could be that they're going to go on and have other things done to them, right? Of course they are. They're going to get some more milling, or a decorative piece would get some fancy carving or something, right? So they're going to get more stuff to them done later. So we're going to just assign those values at the point we split them up and say studs go to that part of the mill, decor pieces go to that part of the mill, and posts, you're done, just go in a pile or something like that. So great, let's look at that. And we'll do the first way of assigning joint costs. So here we've got studs, decor pieces, and posts. So that's what we're going to be working on. And we have to figure out what their value is at the point we split them off. So we have to know, well, how many do we have? What would we sell them for? What would that total out as? And what proportion would that represent of the sales? So then we can proportionally apply those joint costs. And they tell us that the joint costs are $1 million. Okay, so to get the log to the mill and split it into 3 pieces, or however they work that, it costs $1 million. Okay, so this is what we're splitting across those 3 different products, is $1 million. Alright, so the problem gives us the unit output. They say for a month, which is what we're looking at for the allocation of the joint costs, for 1 month they make 75,000 studs, they make 5,000 decorative pieces, and they make 20,000 posts. Alright, so we need to know how much they sell each of them for. So studs get sold for $8 a unit at the split off. Alright, so this is important because we're going to do something else later. But at the point they split them off, they could sell those studs for $8. They could sell the decor pieces for $60. So maybe they're like a better quality of wood, or they're the center core of the wood. They haven't done the decor stuff yet. So that's the point to understand here. We've just kind of like split that timber into 3 piles of wood, and we'll go do something else to it to make it into a stud, cut it smaller. We'll go and make some fancy grooves and cuttings in it to make it a decor piece. And a post, I don't know, maybe we'll just chop it or something, make it shorter. So we can sell them for amounts right now. I'm not saying they're finished, but at the split off we could sell studs for $8, decor pieces for $60, and posts for $20. Alright, so that means, what's their relative value at the split? Well, 75 times 8 is 600,000, right? 60 times 5,000 is 300,000, and 20 times 20,000 is 400,000. 300,000, right? All right, so we have to figure out the proportion, right? So to do that, we need to add those up. So 6 and 4 and 10, plus 3 is 13, so that is 1,300,000. So at the split, you have $1,300,000 worth of product, right? So now to figure out the percentage, right, each one's proportion, you just take its value divided by the total. So 600,000 divided by 1,300,000 is 46.15%, and 300,000 divided by 1,300,000 is 23.08%, and 400,000 divided by 1,300,000 is 30.77%. Right, that's 100%. Now we just allocate the million based on these proportions. So that's pretty easy, right? 46.15% of a million is 461,500, and 230,800, and 307,701 million. All right, so these are the allocations. If we allocate these $1 million joint costs across each thing based on their relative value to each other at split off. So you can do that. All right, let's stop there, and when you come back to the next video, we'll just do physical units at split off.